Yo, 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 what is up? Good morning. Alright, let's see who we got in here. Good morning, Sandollar, Carnage, VC, Mel, Susan, Kim, E, Prop Street, Maddie, Alexis, React, Aloha. And then in the Discord, which I can't hear anybody, so I won't be able to hear you, nor will the stream. But good morning, Taylor, Ashmilly, Bones, Christian, Fitz, Garden Trader, Jabroni, Joyful, Mel, Spicy, Tobias, and Van Dam. Good morning. Right now, this morning, guys, we are struggling with pre-market high and 527.50. This is a psychological number. This morning, you had a little bit of positive news come out, as well as the semiconductors. They are flying through the roof this morning. You have NVIDIA kind of starting off the lead. Go down here, you got SMCI also killing it. And I believe AMD is also up. There she is. So your three main semis are up. I don't know if INTC followed them or not. Looks like it did a little bit. And not really. Tesla is also the talk of the town today. We have a little bit of a dip here. Let me go back to... Oh, no, we're on the right chart. Never mind. I was going to show you all the bearish chart where we were looking for multiple bearish retests. We saw a slight retake here of the golden pocket, but not the control point. We're now seeing a higher open over the control point and also re-losing the golden pocket. So already kind of instantly dominating the previous day's candle. Could also be taking away the trend momentum. That's your main update this morning. SPX struggling with 52.75. You're really just looking to see, does 52.75 in the old all-time high hold? And then on the SPY chart, it's different. It's, are you looking for 527.50 to break, or are you looking for the old all-time high to hold? So it's kind of the same thing, but not really. Excuse me. And please, guys, I've been gone the last 2 days. Please do not ask me about GameStop or AMC. I saw everything. You don't need to update me. I'm sure you guys had some fun with that. I saw the Roaring Kitty tweet and I was like, oh god. The PTSD meme set in. Helicopters are flying overhead. Chihuahuas are barking. Damn, XLY must be hurting today, huh? You got their top two weights, Amazon and Tesla, just falling through the floor from open. Excuse me. I think I'm dying. Alright, let me zoom into just today. How was everyone's time while I was away, though? I'm sure you guys were busy and trying to trade as much as you could. Hopefully you guys didn't overtrade. Hopefully you guys got some good opportunities the past couple days. And if not, then hopefully the rest of the week we will switch that around. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really like any plays at open right now. I'll call out a play or two, but I don't really like anything here. On SPY. I'm kind of interested in Tesla and Amazon because they keep falling while everything else is rising. So we'll look back at Tesla for a retake. To be fair though, Tesla's daily time frame is set up for a drop. So it really just needs to see more time consolidate for bears to get any kind of dip buys. AMD could be a good play if it holds today's open. Excuse me again. No, I don't want to buy Ulta. Let's zoom in here. Ulta's not ready yet. I've been ready to call this out for a minute now, but we only have our first impulse move. See, this is impulse move. Impulse move. See this right here? This is an impulse move. It's just a really big one. And that's what I was looking for. We need a big impulse move And then of that impulse move, if you take a fib from the low to the high of it, so basically just the low of the last red candle to the top of the last red candle, I'm just looking at the slowdown part. That means they got up to this part before slowing down, and have just kind of stopped here, right? So in the future, now I know any breakout over these two levels can lead to this one or this one. And I know that as long as we hold these two levels, there's a chance of moving beyond this level to get towards these two targets. So basically just trying to see if we're short-term bullish above this or not, a high or low can set in here. If this ends up breaking, then we're going to need to look for a lot more price action here. So a test of the support, a bullish hammer to follow it, a bullish candlestick in any regard following it. But yeah, kind of interested in Ulta. We'll see if that continues. So I'll try to update Ulta more and more. There's also a couple like that. Like Nike's kind of boring, so I'm not going to call that one out. Snow's alright, so we'll look at that more. I don't even know why I have Robinhood on here. Get that off here. To be honest, I shouldn't have Lyft on here either. Sophie's not a bad one. This is like an equity play. Costs slowed down after they made a new all-time high. This is the supply they're dealing with. Good morning, Carter. Good to see you. You're watching FedEx for possible calls. That's a name I don't look at too much that I probably should. I think the last time I looked at this, we shorted it, and then... Yeah, that's right. And then I just kind of left it alone. It looks like they're still dealing with that same fib at 268.30. They've had a very large bearish reaction yesterday. So they're still in a downtrend. Up from their highs, I should say. From their highs, they are in a downtrend still. They've yet to really have any bullish move sit at a support and then get a continued buyer move to make a new high. Since making that new high, they have not gotten that once. So you got a bunch of impulse moves, and then every time you get this like second test, it rejects the bearish fib and then it moves lower. And it took its sweet time moving lower too, so it looks like it ate into the shorts as well. Instantly ate into the shorts again. God, that's an FU candle if I've ever seen one. After saying F you to the shorts and moving back up to the halfway point, they give you this candle in one day, which is probably what people over here were wanting. That's messed up. So this is really looking for a break of 257 or a retake of 268, pretty much 270. It's a little weird of a range, but about a $13 range between that one. That's not a bad chart though. Alright, let's go back to SPY and see if we're pumping yet. To be honest with you guys, after making a new all-time high, because that's, again guys, that's what we have here right now. If you go to the levels for all-time high, we have a new all-time high over the previous, which the old one was 524, sorry, 61. We now have a new one at 526.80, so a little bit of a move up already. It might not need to move up too much after the news, but any kind of test of this would be nice. If you look at the last time we made an all-time high, we actually had a day here, made a new one here, but then rejected it again after one impulse move to the downside, and not really a break of structure, except maybe right here short term. Then they gave you this candle. So I think a lot of people, and I said this yesterday in my post in Lifetime, I'll pull it up so everybody sees what we're talking about here. If you're in Discord, you'll just have to hear it. I'm gonna read it out loud. So here I posted, SPY is under all-time high supply, but still holding above recent zones as an inside bar so far today. So see if we can close that way for an exciting rest of the week, or do we see either side today? Don't overtrade. Basically just saying, like, are we going to close like this, or are we going to actually get a move today? And this was at 11:11. So by that time we had not gotten a move, but by the end of the day we had moved up beyond, made new highs, and we've been touching the 523.24. Then right here, this is a key part of what I posted. People are going to try and short too fast and most likely be faked out. Need to see a clean break of 520 or a better show of life by bears under the all-time high supply. So remember that. Remember those words. Because we did not get... We had a new break over the levels. How do I do this? We had a new break over the levels. And now we have no sign of life by bears. This has almost invalidated everything for bears. So now you really need to see a lot more by the bears. You really need to see not just a test of this support, but a break of it. You need to see a break of the recent structure. You need to see a break of 519.50. Which, remember, that was kind of our trigger, was like, all right, either look for bearish candlesticks here or a break of 520. Now that we've gapped up again and made a new all-time high again, now the question remains, like, do we just keep moving up now? Do we just go towards 530? Or do we come back down and test these supports, which do have short-term tests? It's not like they don't have short-term tests. Not like we are not allowed to move up. We are allowed to move up from here. This isn't just this isn't a parabolic move, is what I'm trying to say. It is a sustainable move. There's nice retests. There's nice midterm retest, another midterm retest, and then there's a continuation. So they don't have to slow down, but they can. I'm just giving out that option that they don't have to just run to 530. I saw a bunch of people saying how bearish they were just because we gapped up again. I saw a bunch of people say we're going to run to 550. So I'm just pointing out both sides of the story right here. Both of you are wrong. Or actually, I guess both of you are right and wrong. Yes, we can go to 550. Yes, we can reject from here. That's why day-to-day analysis, candlestick analysis, is very crucial, because you can really pick up on the momentum of something day-to-day just based off candlesticks. So we're going to use the daily time frame day-to-day to see where we're going with SPY. Smaller time frames, we're not going anywhere. We haven't even surpassed pre-market high or 527.50, which is kind of a bullish continuation trigger if these were to slap. So right now, you just have a slowdown against really good levels right now. I wouldn't look for a bearish trigger until you see a break under this pre-market level, which normally I don't do this with you guys. I really like the open. I really like the low of day, but kind of hard to ignore this. This little bit of a higher low after this impulse move. So we'll see, does 525.60s hold? And if not, that could be a short-term bearish trigger. Now, if you were looking for retest, I'm with you on that one, because you definitely want to look for that, because right now this could be seen as a bullish retest right now. Until we see a break of today's open, until we see a break of that little bit of a higher low in the pre-market towards the top of pre-market high. Good morning, Jack. Good to see you. And thank you guys for all the likes on the stream. I appreciate that. Oh, look at that fast move on SPY to the downside. That was actually a really, really nice dump. Let's review that 1 minute real quick. Okay, nothing to really review there. Just a nice dump on both the 1 and the 5. I like to zoom in, by the way. When you see me zoom in, I'm looking to get just the outside of the previous day and the outside of the end of today, so I can see literally everything, both up and down. And then from there, I can just kind of mess from there, but sometimes I like to zoom in too. It's nice to see everything a little bit closer up. I see Tesla and Amazon are still very weak. How's everyone doing from the last 2 days? I'm sorry I wasn't here. I was out of town. But how was everyone doing while I was gone? I saw a few of you kill it. I saw more than a few of you take a break the last 2 days, which hopefully I wasn't the cause of that, but I did see a lot of you guys just kind of chill, which is good, I guess. It's good to kind of just be ready. Good morning. Good to see you. Two small green days is what it is. Nice, Carter. Nothing wrong with that. Getting into some much better setups. Good stuff. Remember, it's almost 90% discipline. Like, it's almost 90% just reminding yourself, hey, this was my game plan. Like, if you're blowing your load, I'm sorry to say it like this, but if you're blowing your load in the first 30 minutes every day, like, because I see a couple of you guys do this, and I do take that into account. But I'll see a couple of you guys in chat post like 8 different directions, and it's only been, like right now, it's only been 23 minutes. I'll look into trade floor, and I'll sometimes see people go like, oh, I'm in calls, oh, I'm in puts, oh, I'm flipping back to calls, this bullet, oh, I'm flipping back to puts, I don't like this, it's weak. It's like, dude, you have no idea what you're doing. You're just jumping around. You're just chasing the feeling of being in a trade. You don't actually care about the trade you're in. %70 loss ratio. That is crazy. I would stop touching it until you establish some mental trades on something. That's just wild. Thank you, Maddie. I saw your post. Misty Bueller. Sorry, I read it correctly. Member for 12 months. Member for 13 months by Leland. Good job, VC. Looks like you and Eric both took the same break of today's open. So you guys are taking open range breakout trades. Good job. Be aware of what you're trading. Yesterday too, I did call out a couple trades in the chat. I was trying to be a little bit, passive and just give you guys decent setups. Called out a play to the downside, and then I also mainly, my favorite play yesterday was calling out upside, because after I saw us retake, it was this move over here. If you go right here, just highlight this level right here. Yesterday's open. That's the main level here. We'll do this so I can remember to delete it. When I saw the break of this multiple times and the wick-ups of this, the hammer, I mentioned the 30-minute. Yesterday I mentioned the 30-minute, and these are the 2 candles I called out. Does anybody want to know what these are called, or does anybody want to tell chat what these are called? Oh, Tobias, good job. That's good risk. Yeah. No, I like that. I'm glad you said that, because I hate when people are like, well, I have a bigger account, I'll just go blow, this amount on it or whatever. It's like, what? Why would you go lose 10,000 when you could go lose like $100 here and there to practice it? Like, if you really are serious about it, I never understand that. Good job though. But does anybody know what this is called? You could call it a tweezer bottom, but what is the individual candlestick called? Come on, we got like like 10, 15 people in Discord. We got like almost 60 people on the YouTube stream. Let's get some answers in here, guys. If you're truly struggling and you're in these voice chats or you're in this stream, please answer. You need it. We all do. I can always back to Europe, but working in my mornings is just productive, to be honest. And it's more fun with you guys. I appreciate that, Tobias. I appreciate you saving your energy for us. Your chat box went missing. Sometimes that happens to me too. I don't know why. I'm telling you, man, YouTube is just lit. Yes, guys, hammers. The individual candlestick name that I'm looking for is a hammer. It's just a nice small body with a nice underwick. And also, it's also called a shadow. But then what did we get? We got a nice higher close back above the open. So what are the two things that we were looking for there? We need to see some sort of buyer candlestick show up if they are going to take over. And then a close over to really tell us, okay, they are here. Because if they don't close over this, well, it's just a bearish retest then. It just looks really good. But the 30-minute giving us kind of early initial warning of like, hey, buyers could warm up here. Getting the close over, showing us that this is possible. Now, if you would have told me, hey, do you think we'll hit 524 end of day? I would have said, no, I don't think that's possible. We can work towards the current day high, so over here. So the game plan, if you are getting a buyer move from here, is to aim towards the highs. But you did get an extra move yesterday, so that's nice too. But right now, guys, on SPY, we are looking for a potential bearish retest on SPY. You already got a little bit of a dip under today's open. We did talk about if you get a break under that, watch for more downside. Got a little bit of a move under that, not really much. Now we're getting a better retest of this. This is what a lot of you guys are probably looking for. Like I said, on that 5-minute chart, we're kind of looking at the higher low of that pre-market right there. But after they pumped up, where did they sit? They're sitting in about two different areas right here. 1 minute real quick. You'll see we actually pushed through that bottom wick area. We pushed through the meat of it big time. Pushed through the bottom wick of it, and within 2 minutes, dropping and retaking. So no new low made, even though it looked good. And then it retakes. You actually have a 90% entry at the low of that area. So now, right now, we're looking to see, are you about to get a bearish retest of today's open, or what's going on? And yeah, I saw a few of you guys had issues with the broker stuff on the mobile, which is funny because I thought everything was going to be perfect. I saw one instance where somebody said none of their drawings were saved. I saw one instance where, or two instances where people said their mobile trading wasn't working. Or no, actually three. I saw 3 people say that the first day. But since that Monday, I have not seen anybody talk about having certain issues with anything. So hopefully that's all good to go. Hopefully everyone's fine. I did see on, because I have multiple accounts, on one of my accounts it said I had like minus $62,000 on a position, and I was like, what? Like, what is this? And I went to go click on it, and it was like some random ticker, and then I was like, all right, well, if I truly own this, let's say a fat finger or something, maybe I did buy it, maybe I did lose all that money. Let's go see. And so I went to my trading history, and it was like, yeah, you bought this in 2000, which I did not open this account in 2013, but it said 2013 I bought shares of like something, and I went to go look in my positions, and it never existed. So I was like, okay, now I really am confused. So they had like a weird glitch on my trade log, but that was all I saw there. And not really the trade log, it was like, it was showing it as if I had traded it that day, but it wasn't. It was from like 2013. But yeah, that was a weird glitch too. At first I looked at it, I was like, huh? My heart stopped. But that was pretty funny. But hopefully none of you guys are dealing with any issues like that, or seeing any weird issues that actually affect your trading. Good morning, Mikey. Good to see you. The retake of today's open is happening. I'm gonna type that in chat too. And this right here is exactly why I'm not really the most excited person in the first 30 minutes of the day. It's really not that crazy. I think too many people look for put too quick. I think when we hold levels, people look for holding calls too quick. And it's just like, I think as soon as the market opens, it's like people throw out every bit of their game plan. Like they forgot what they just looked at for the past, couple hours or whatever from that morning of or the night before. It's like you forgot all context. Yo, good job, Riak and Daffy. They worked together on an Apple play on the trade floor of the Discord. Good job, Daffy and Riak. And yeah, let's see how those bloody charts are now. So Amazon retaking yesterday's open. It's a decent sign short term. And Tesla has still not done so. They're actually still under yesterday's open. SPY 5 minute looking to try and hold throughout this candle. Tesla had such a bloody open. Yeah, they did. They were one of the few red charts on this entire screen. Now it looks like we have a couple more joining them. See, the dollar is also red. Did you guys notice this worked with the game plan, by the way? I wasn't here for it, of course, but... So in one of our, I don't even know which one, but in one of our last week's streams, we did kind of like some visualization practice, and this was one of the charts I did it on, just to kind of show people how it affects the equity market, SPY. And me and Daffy talked about how new all-time highs were very possible if this move rejected in the way that we had drawn, and it did. I'm not here to talk about how, oh, look how perfect this is. But this is really good mechanics. This is good market mechanics. So you get a break of structure where you think, let's say that everyone thought this was a bull flag, because I promise to God everybody was saying bull flag this, bull flag that. And then we got a break of structure. What does that mean? What is a break of structure? What the hell are we talking about? We're getting an area where multiple days of support held, where we were looking from a positional point of view. Oh, if it holds this as support, it should pump. It failed to do that. It failed to hold that. If it holds here, it should pump area, right? That would be this structure here. It not only broke that, it tested the area under, moved back up, a little bit of an impulse. We've got an inside bar here. I believe this was the Jerome Powell's week and all that stuff. This is where they rejected. So now we're not just breaking an area where if we can hold, we can try to move up and see new highs on the dollar. Now we're not just breaking it, now we're also rejecting it again. So now it's a whole lot more bearish for this chart, right? And we were just talking about this little picture here. We were just talking about you don't want to just look for this move, which would be this. You want to look for the lower high move as well, which would be this. And that's what they did. They gave us a good lower high. They've moved away now. They've actually given a really good dip, and that is what truly helped the equity market, or SPY, what you like to call SPY, all-time high. That's really what gave them the all-time high. And Daffy's been posting about this very adamantly in the chat, so hopefully you guys have been reading notes on that. I go over this in stream every now and then, so I'm not just shoving it down your throat every day, but we go over it here and there. Looks like they are going to try and hold on to that weird little higher low over here from pre-market. They did hold today's open, so this has got a lot of things saying that bulls are still very, very present on this chart. Just kind of typing pretty much everything I was just covering here in the voice chat. Tesla's actually rejecting the previous day open. That's not a good sign. Do I have an actual chart on this? I do. Okay, so they hit an emerging candle. That's what they were first over. I was gonna say. I'd say this is a pretty damn important level though. This previous day open. It's also where the higher low held before pumping up again. Can you check the coin? Wait. You want me to check the smaller time frame, but then you said the daily. I don't know if I'd consider the daily a small time frame, but I will check coin for you. I guess it's all relative though. If you're someone who only uses the monthly, I could see why you think the daily is small. But I don't think you're like that, so I don't know if I'd be calling the daily small. I actually have it at a really, really big support. This is a really big demand right here. So this is a nice move. I'm not going to say it isn't, but they've had really good lower highs this whole time, and it looks like they're still holding that trend. I was actually looking at this hammer last week, or a couple weeks, whatever the hell this was. All these days off made me think everything's a week away now. But we got a nice hammer as the lower high again, and ever since then I actually talked about liking shorts. I think you're the one who brought it up in here. But somebody talked about it, and we talked about it in here, and then just talked about how we like short term, but that there is a big higher low here. It looks like they've now tested that, held it with a piercing line, which if you guys don't know what a bullish piercing line is, look it up. Very important candle, one of my favorite candles. And it's now made, if you look too, let's draw that again. If you go from the low this to the high this, because we're just testing the candle, you can see they've actually smacked the 212.50, the first fib extension, almost the second one. So it looks like they're really looking to get, if they can break this, sorry for stuttering so much, if they can get over this, they can break this lower high trend that just keeps holding. I mean, they just keep getting these impulse moves, and then a bearish candlestick comes in, then it falls. They get an impulse move, then a bearish candlestick comes in, then it falls. I mean, it's following the same chaotic pattern over and over and over again ever since it made that high at 283.50s. It has not once made a good move over any good fib level, any good bearish fib level. So really looking just to see, does it get over 217.50, 220? And if it can do that, it is a very good sign. It smacks that lower high trend and works towards 239s, but we'll see. Right now, it's in bearish drop until I see something. But now it's at a part of the chart where buyers can keep this in a very annoying way. So I don't know. I think coin's about to give us a lot of fake outs. I keep seeing people post how bloody Bitcoin is, or how much of a bull flag it's in, and I think it's because of these mixed emotions at the perfect part of the chart that's going to cause it to go back to all-time high. So I'm you guys know me, I hate talking about crypto. I hate crypto, but Bitcoin is probably going to work back towards all-time highs whether you like it or not. So I don't know if I'd be looking to continue to short Coinbase yet either. But again, if that ends up breaking that structure that we saw, and you do see a lower high retest under that structure in the same way I just explained this on the daily time frame of the dollar, then you can flip bearish. But until you see this, you just can't. Not in a passive way, at least. You can aggressively short and long anything you want, but from a passive standpoint, I'm just not seeing it. Guard a small piece of that IWM to the downside. Didn't like the slowdown, so took my green. Good job, Carter. And yeah, also, it was pretty early on, so it's not like we needed to marry a trend, you know, right then and there. That was the first break of anything, and it really didn't break much. Yeah, we broke today's open, but remember what we talked about this morning. I mean, I know you said IWM, but the overall market's holding the same area right now. And look, no new highs. They are keeping this in a way where bulls and bears are in a very weird, awkward position. Looks like a couple of you went long as we were retaking today's open. Good job. I saw Kevo was doing it. Looks like King Carnage killed it. Good morning, Fake Mojo. Took a 50% on SPX. Good job, Tobias. Let's get that win rate up on SPY. We'll get it, Tobias. You just got to use the levels the right way, Toby. And then also order of operations. I feel like that's something we don't talk about enough in here, but it needs to be talked about more. Just doing things in the right order. You know, if we break today's open, you should be bearish. If we retake today's open, you got to flip back. But now you got to remind yourself, okay, well now we're not just bullish over today's open. I need to also see some other information to show that. Same thing for the bearish downside. I don't just need to see a break of it. I need to see more evidence that bears are showing up under it. I need to see that pressure pick up. Which I think I was looking through chat, and it wasn't this day, it was this day. I saw a few of you guys kill it. So I knew, and I kind of felt like y'all would. As soon as I checked the chart, I was like, alright, Chad probably killed it today. Because I know I got a lot of bears in my chat who like to short everything. So I knew y'all killed it that day. But I bet some of you struggled yesterday. And I bet you're also struggling with the same concept today. And it's because of these order of operations that you need to backtest this stuff. The levels work. It's us that need to work now. It's us that need to understand there's an order to things. I actually haven't tried any of the link sharing stuff. It should be the same though. I hope y'all know none of the mechanics of this stuff has been changed. I hope y'all know that. I keep seeing people say like, oh, this transition is like right there, King Carnage said it, the transition, like I get the little bugs and errors, like I understand that, but the core mechanics of Thinkorswim have not changed at all. They basically just slapped on the light blue. I hope y'all know that. Like not much has actually been changed. The share link stuff is all still there, just like it was. All the buttons were there. All my drawings were saved. So if you are experiencing one of these weird errors, that's just something you need to message Schwab about. These are weird problems. Oh, you didn't trade TOS at all. Okay, yeah. Like the whole point of Schwab getting TOS, by the way, guys, was because it was so popular. Thinkorswim is very popular. There are a load of people who love using it because generations of people have been using it. It's not just like we're the first generation to be here and using it. There's many past generations that have used Thinkorswim. It's a very popular brokerage charting site, I guess you could call it, because it's not just a brokerage; it's a whole lot more. So yeah, Schwab got it from TD Ameritrade, but Thinkorswim is still the exact same it was. There is no difference between Thinkorswim now and Thinkorswim then. Besides a light blue, like I said, slathered across the screen. Schwab putting their logo and everything everywhere. But that's, you know, duh, they bought them. I would want to put my logo there too. So if you are seeing problems, that's different. But there is actually nothing changed with the core mechanics of Thinkorswim. And that was always the promise. It was like over almost a year ago they told us this. And I know last October, kind of start of November of last year, this is where they really started switching accounts over. But they weren't going to do, because there's like a, I don't remember the number. There's a really big number, though, of accounts. And basically they had to do it in waves. So they started doing it in waves. Basically the biggest wave is the one that happened yesterday. Or the 12th, sorry, not yesterday. That's crazy though, React. That's crazy. And it's probably because that's like a money transfer. Whereas some of the other errors I could definitely see are a little bit more weird. But the money transfers, I could totally see why that was a little bit bugged. Because it's an actual switch. But nothing on the actual app, Thinkorswim, should be different. Now, I did see that a lot of mobile problems were there. I saw that from the rip. So if you are experiencing some of these problems, guys, don't trade. Back up. You don't need to take a trade. You can chill out for a second. It's okay. The market will be here. Daffy is feeding free money on my trade floor right now. And this is not something he does just here and there. He does this almost every time he's in my chat. This morning it's Apple. They're up 100%. He's literally feeding free money. That's what I typed in chat. And I don't raise people to be like that in my chat. But he's just doing it. The damn duck. Yeah, 101.61%. He just showed it. Nice. He said bulls are crazier, but the duck is crazier. Not wrong. Good job, VC. Looks like you had a game plan. And also, if you ask me about a chart, share me some of your game plan. I don't want to just give you, like, I gave you my opinion and it just feels like I'm talking to a wall, you know? Give me something to go off of. What do you got going there? What was your plan before your... And if you're in a trade right now, VC, and you don't want to talk about it, ignore me. But give me some context on your game plan, though. I'm happy to hear it. Like I said, guys, it's a little awkward now because you had a drop of today's open. You have a bullish retake of today's open. This is bullish until proven otherwise. Now, it would be more bullish if we saw a push of at least the meat of that high, but we didn't. We got a little bit of a push here, no touch, and then another rejection here. So you have a little bit of a cause for concern for momentum, but this is definitely still bullish until proven otherwise. Meaning I would need to see a good rejection of what I'm holding. I would need to see another loss of today's open. Or maybe the weakening of other sectors. That'd be cool too. But we're not. Tech is still moving up higher. You just have healthcare putting in a retest, but still not really dropping. Healthcare banks kind of in the same scenario. Discretionary is the main sector that is down the most. We saw that due to Amazon and Tesla, but they don't weigh as much. Neither do comms. You can see they are also experiencing what looks like a bearish retest of the downside. And you have industrials a little bit of weak too. Why is XLI here? I don't remember putting that there, but whatever. Maybe I did that last week. SPY above 52.76.12 would be great. My bad. Let me go see what you're talking about. Oh, he's looking at like the meat of the high. Yeah, kind of what we're looking at, the meat. And you can see here on SPX, we actually never once broke today's open. Whereas on SPY we did. And that's again why I try to tell y'all, you know, focus on whatever you're trading, because they are very similar, but they're not going to be the exact same. How's that IWM chart? Let me check on that. Ooh, they actually had a really, really nice dip today. This is like SPY on Monday. Kind of like what this was. Just kind of like a calculated measured move down to an area before more news came out. That's what this looks like. Just like a calculated move down to 208s. See if they actually complete that gap fill from this morning. Move towards 206.60s. A retake of 208.20s though could be a good sign for more bulls. Eric is alerting more news in about 9 minutes. It looks like crude oil inventory news. the market could also just be waiting on that. Now, the whole market's not going to be waiting on that. Not everybody's waiting for crude oil, but... Oh my god, SMCI is still killing it. Good. AVGO is holding fairly. AMD's doing alright. Nvidia is doing alright. This is good to see. And this is again due to the kind of just early morning strength by Nvidia, SMCI, all these different semiconductors. News or not, they're all holding up together. That's good momentum. It might even be the main reason why you have your XLK chart up so much, why SPY's holding up so well. It might feel awkward, like why aren't we flying? It's because you have other sectors moving down right now. So, kind of pushing or negating each other, I guess as you could say. Oh god, Rob Taylor said, good lord, Dell. I'm scared to look at Dell. What did it do, Rob? What did it do? Daffy posts 125.8% on Apple and then says, love you guys. What a legend. It's running on pure rocket fuel. Alright, now I gotta check. Oh, you weren't kidding. It's not even earnings yet. What happened? Oh, they got an upgrade. Multiple upgrades, it looks like. Power Edge server support workload from the data center to the edge. Good for Dell, they're killing it. Like I said, guys, we are bullish. We are above today's open. I'd also like to look at this too. I don't think enough people are looking at these. I'm just gonna delete this chart. The light work chart is now my new workshop chart. What was I gonna say? Oh, the retest. So I've been trying to show this off a lot more, but midterm retest, the hidden term retest. How many times have you guys seen me go over this? I was already in puts from day's high to day bottom. Thanks. That doesn't really tell me your game plan though. I asked about your game plan. You're just basically telling me what your trade was. Which is good. I'm happy for you, VC. But how many times have you guys heard me go over midterm or hidden retest? Mid retest. These are the best type of retest because people truly ignore them. How long ago was that covered? Let me go find that on my YouTube channel real quick. So if anybody wants the link, they can go watch the full slideshow of the 3 types of retest. But I just mainly want to show y'all something. Where even is this video? Is it not on my YouTube? Alright, it's somewhere in chat. I'll go find it and post it. But it's basically where I cover the 3 types of retest. But right here's a perfect example of it. So here's a break. So before I start it, let me move over here. So let's say you have a level right here, right? And you have price sitting above it. Right, and you notice there's lower highs. So you're like, all right, well, there's clearly something about to happen because we have a support where it's bullish and you have a resistance where it's bearish, right? So there's a clear trend here where it is going down, but just not breaking anything, right? And let's say you get that break of support finally, but it doesn't perfectly come up to here, and it's not going to do this a lot of the time because it's too obvious. No shit that if it goes to a support. There's even people who don't trade like you and me who would see this and be like, "Oh my God, that's gonna come down. That's at a clear what was a support now a resistance. That's bearish. That's gonna drop, right?" They instantly flip over to it. Which is a good thing. But this is a setup you're not going to get all the time, and it also is prone to fake outs because it's so close. It's too close to the wire, right? If I'm getting into a bearish trade here and then it pops over, I don't have enough time to get out of this in a scenario where I'm only going to lose 5 or 10%. I'm going to lose more than that, which again, that's not the worst thing, but I'm trying to minimize my losses here. I want to take the best trade I possibly can, right? So I'm not going to do that by taking the full term retest. Yes, that would be the strongest retest and break away from that, but that's not what I want to take. If I'm going to take a full term retest, I need to see not just that, but I need to see some sort of lower high as well, a continuation of those lower highs under that support to show me that bearish continuation is possible, right? But we're not talking about that one right now. We're talking about the midterm retest. So what's another type of retest that we get? A single candle. And this is another kind of tedious and I would say the most annoying type of retest, because it really is. I mean, you get a drop and then you get a, this is where the 3-bar play is famous. This is where, oh my god, can my settings quit messing with me? There we go. Okay, so then you get a second candle, right? After that, and the rule is that this candle right here, the second one, is not allowed to surpass the previous, the one that broke the support. It's not allowed to pass this candle's 50%. Just in short, just keeping it vague, right? So it's not allowed to pass that. It's also not allowed to pass the new low. It has to have the same low. So it needs to be flat or somewhat flat. It needs to be rejecting basically just a good percentage of the previous candle. And if it does, this gives us a chance of seeing that 3-bar play down. Now, that doesn't always happen. I also don't find this that popular of a strat unless you're on like the 10 or the 15 minute, because this is where they're going to truly be the most powerful in my opinion. Yes, you will see these as continuation patterns. You're not just looking for a single candle retest every time it breaks a level. Sometimes the move is already left and then you get a single candle retest. Right? That's where you want to see those 3-bar play, 4-bar plays. It's after the break or after the rally has already started. These are kind of like add-ons to that. It's a good thing to see after a breakout, right? So what is the midterm retest so good for? For the thing that both of those entries don't do. The weird thing about the full term retest is that it's prone to fake outs. It's a little too tight if you're trying to keep it small for losses. The 3-bar play, 4-bar play, these are really good, but not really amazing for what we're looking for. We're looking for an optimized retest of a level. I want to truly short where bears took over from. I want to truly go long where bulls are bullish from, right? I don't want to get in late. I want to get in a calculated approach. So how can I do that with my fib and all that stuff with a measured move? Looking for a break. And you're not always going to get this, but your midterm retest. This is where you're looking for a break of a level. And today's example, I'm going to use today's open. This is where you get a break of a level, and in this case, oh, hold up, I turned the setting off, so now it's all whack. There we go. So I'm going to go from today's open to the low of the first move. So since we got a break to the downside right here, I need to be looking for the downside, right? So we're going to go from level to the low of the move. So what happens here? This is where decisions are made. I mean, clearly in this example, we can see they retook it in the next candle and they pumped. Okay, no duh. This is a good example, though, because it shows that instantly you should be bullish again. And maybe not flipping into let me go get calls, let me buy shares. Maybe not to that extent, but just from a biased point of view, yes, you should be bullish because they just retook the one thing that gave bears a chance of moving lower right now. Remember, the best bearish invalidation is going to be bullish. The best bullish invalidation is going to be bearish. Let's see what they did when they moved to the upside. Let's do the opposite of that conversation. And maybe we'll leave this in, and then we'll just delete that fib so we can see a little bit easier. I maybe delete my amazing drawing over here so nobody makes fun of me. Leave it like this. Okay, Josh, you're doing really good not clicking these and hitting delete. There you go. All right, so Fibonacci. We're going to do the same thing. So what was the important level? Today's open. Okay, we got that. What did we do from here? We rallied back up. We slowed down about right here. So we're going to do the same thing that we did right here, but to the upside. So we did the bearish fib. Let me just leave a text note. We did the bearish fib. Now let's do the bullish fib. Should be somewhere right there. But you grab the fib, the important level, and then the move up. So we saw the breakdown. We're past all this. Our context, we've told the story of the chart. We already know where we are now. Okay, we're here. We're going to draw it to here. Why am I grabbing that point? Because this is where we push back above the bearish fib, push back above the important level, the open. So we're going to draw our fib from there. And where did they slow down at? Right here. They produced a red candle right here. So we're going to draw our fib at the high of the recent candle right there. So now we know, and look at that bullish fib. I put it right in the perfect spot. So now it looks like this is our kind of just, I keep calling them initiators because I don't know what the hell else to call it. But this is basically where I tell myself I'm bullish or bearish. I'm bullish as long as this holds. I'm bearish if that breaks. Now, what am I bearish to? The next level. So what do I need to see after the next level? Do I get a break or do I get a retake? Do I get a break? Do I get a retake? It's just level to level, level to level, level to level. But I don't see enough of you guys using this, and I hope to see more of you do it. But the midterm retest is by far one of the strongest types of retests, and it's very slept on. I also feel like the full-term retest, the easy one to see, I feel like that one's taken too much. Just because of what I talked about, it's too obvious. In other scenarios, it's your risk reward just isn't really the greatest, because like, yeah, you're up against the perfect resistance, but if it pops over, it's not just gonna pop over with a wick. It's gonna close over and pump, because that's the crucial part of the chart. That's the part of the chart that says this is bearish, this is bullish. So of course the moves that break it are going to be excessive. That makes sense to me, logically speaking. And it's funny because you can do this over and over and over again too. Like, oh, we came down here and then we moved up to here. Okay, let's grab that fib. Or is that bullish? You know, you could just, if you really wanted to be crazy with it, you really could do it every single time something dips or every time something rises. There is a bearish and bullish fib to every side of things. But I just really like the midterm retest fibs. I mainly use it around the today's open level. You'll pretty much always see me use it around that. If I see that we're pushing the pre-market high or if we're pushing the pre-market low, it's a good open range fib to grab as well. It's not that hard to grab. So let's say we're pushing 527, right? I know that's not the game plan, but let's say we're pushing it. It's an open range move, right? And we rally to, come on. And we rally to what, 528.50. Let's say we just smack that, and then for some reason we slow down there. It'll be my job at that point then to go from the high of where we broke out to where we finally slowed down at. And then we have another fib. It's like, all right. And these are really just control areas. I'm not saying like you have to do this every time something moves, but it just gives you a good sense of direction. I know that if I'm holding this, or if I see hammers hold this to the upside, you know, multiple hammers, I know that it's looking really good to go test that recent high. And vice versa. I know that if we do get a bounce off this and then slowdown is occurring, right? Let's remove that. And then give us a lower high from here. And then let's say I get bearish hammers. Now I know, okay, bears are also possible, right? So now we're just looking for a break of support or a new high. It's all about direction and then what's next. It'll be up to you after that point to decide, like, all right, how much am I hesitating and how much time are you wasting in between your decisions? Do you need to be taking every single trade it does this or that? You know, just knowing these things. You can remove that. That's not a real fib. But we can go back to this chart now. And you'll start seeing this stuff. You'll start seeing these calculated, measured areas, these measured moves. You'll start seeing these without drawing those fibs. Alright, rant over. We can go back to charting and just looking at SPY. But I wanted to go over that because I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like fibs are slept on a little bit. And they're just they're not just good for taking trades. They're also good for telling you the direction of what part of the chart is bearish, what part of the chart is bullish. And then after that point, it's up to you to navigate it, of course. My throat's dry, sorry. See you later, Maddie. Have a great day, man. Thank you. New high on SPX. Good job. Good looks, I mean. New high. No new high on SPY yet. No new push of pre-market high yet. Whoops, what am I doing? zoom in. They are popping that pre-market high now. We have a new high of day. So I do have a level at 530, but we're not going to just be looking at 530. That was a lot of talking, but it was worth. Hopefully that rant or breakdown helped anybody here who is struggling with some of those inside of the range fibs, or I like to call them the midterm retest fibs just because that's what they are. But I feel like those are the ones I draw the most. And it's fun too, because like the more you look at it, I'm not joking, the more you will see it without even drawing anything. You'll be like, I feel like there's a fib here, I feel like there's a 50% here. And then you draw it and you're like, oh, it's right there, smack dab on it. I also did not draw the overnight fib. That's probably what this lines up with, oddly enough. Which is funny, because we did it the hard way. I could have just drawn this. Oh, no, it wasn't there. Okay, never mind. We're good. That bullish continuation stepping in. We are getting multiple new high of days, not just on this candle, but now also the next candle. So 2 new high of days back to back. Like I said, we were bullish ever since we retook the today's open. We even talked about, and that's why I talked about that just now, just so you have a little bit of confirmation of like, all right, is this a bullish fib or not? Like, where are we going from here? We just smacked that first fib extension. And even if they do smack the second one, that doesn't necessarily change anything. They're still under 527.50. So bulls still have to prove more to get higher on this chart. But they've done a really good job this morning. Not just retaking today's open, but then like we also went over, whoops, if you go from here to here, also holding a good area. Not just from the open, but a higher level above today's open. Like we said, lots of this was 32 minutes ago. Lots of signs pointing to bulls being here still. The retake of today's open, the 90% over the higher low pre-market, the pre-market that we covered. Now what's next is to see if the new high of day is made and can we push over 527, 527.50. That same game plan is still in effect. My bad, I just punched my mic. That was me. I didn't mean to do that. It was my hand. And good job by Noxta. If you guys are part of the Lifetime group. I myself have posted this a few times across the Premium group, the Lifetime group, and inside of the Trade Floor, just kind of as a conversation reply to Noxta's TA. But Noxta has been posting bearish and bullish analysis for the semiconductor sector, which is definitely the most popular sector, at least right now, due to AI and all the semiconductor chip making and all that other BS. But very popular sector nonetheless. A lot of you guys like to trade them. But he personally has been posting NVIDIA, SMCI, and just kind of calling out how they both slowed down. They had a good bearish fib. They moved down, and they did. They retested the areas that he calculated and charted. Then he talked about how, oh, wow, these are starting to look good for upside because they were doing it at the same time when they were dipping. They really weren't. They were kind of at separate parts of the chart. But working together is really good for the semiconductors. And after seeing that, he got a really, really good move. He also called out Costco. I wanted to give him a little bit of credit on that. So if you guys are in the Lifetime group, definitely pay attention to that. It's not my friend's job to sit there and make you money, but I promise you, you will definitely enjoy having TA posted. It's not about like, oh, can I catch this play with y'all? Can I catch this play with you? It's not all about that. But it is really cool to kind of see someone post a game plan and then follow up a review or some context after that and just kind of learn from it. It really is something. See you later, Tobias. Good job, Eric. He also got a return on that move to the upside. He got 60% on spy calls. Good job. New high of day, 527.15. 16, sorry. Tobias, it's because of me. It must have been me. It's because I'm here now. Now, I don't know what you changed. It might have just been prep. Might have just been routine, actually, you know, going through reps multiple times now. Maybe you're more in tune with what you're looking at or what you're trying to do, maybe. And that's really what I brag about in our chat the most, is just structure and stability. It's just like knowing at least what you should be doing next. At least you have that here, you know. That's what we're trying to aim towards. I'm not going to say you'll know what to do. Like I said, guys, before you flip short, just because we're slowing down in this area, you really need to see more bearish presence first. We haven't really gotten anything. It just moved up here. So I don't know if I'd be... Okay, I see you, Kevin. Yeah, guys, if you're gonna, no, I'm not talking about Kevo here, but like Mel, I keep seeing you go long above current day open or bearish above current day open. Stop doing that. Above current day open is bullish. Below current day open is bearish. That's just a good rule of thumb. This is something me and Leland have both gone over for months now. If you guys are gonna break the rules, do it in your own chat. Go somewhere else. Stop typing that shit in my chat. Like, we pop above open, I see people jump into puts instantly. Like, why? That's your emotion speaking. That's not you. You guys are not trading right when you're grabbing puts above today's open. It just does not make sense. Now, if you get a push above today's open and we get some bearish present show up, then you can flip short. Yeah, that makes sense. But just jumping into the first move above today's open every single time, I mean, that's just chaos. And I'm seeing other people do it too. I actually like that post by Daffy. They retook their bullish fib this morning, actually. His Apple play, though, that was pretty crazy, huh? I gotta load up a different chart. Apple by Daffy, though. Wild. I saw React jumped on it instantly, too. So it wasn't just Daffy, but it's cool to see people work together in the chat. It's not just like, alright guys, I'm taking this contract, follow me, here's my stop loss. It's like we're not doing that crap here. Make your own damn game plan. Like React did. Oh, you see Daffy posted as well? Hey, Daffy, I also like this here. Like, that's just agreeing with each other now. There's no following involved. Two people making up their own mind and they end up being on the same page. No problem, Mel. And that's all it was. Like you said, a reminder. That's all it is. I swear, when those made highs, I didn't see anybody post like full profit posts. I saw people post like, I took profit on 10% of my position, I'm gonna hold the rest for the pump, and now it's like down 2 days in a row. That might be a red position now. I bet the internet's gonna be quiet about those for a couple days. I actually had someone message me. They said, of course, the days you're gone, Roaring Kitty comes back or whatever. I was like, great. It always kills me when we're rocketing and I hear time for puts. Yeah, it's like, what? Like, that's your emotion speaking when you see that. I mean, I do it too. That's why I know it so well. I know that that's emotion speaking because I do it like that. I know that when I see a pump into supply, I know that if I buy puts and if I luckily get the drop, I'm in the best position ever. Because I was the first person to buy. But at the other end of that, though, I'm also in the riskiest part. Like, I trust me, I find it annoying too, but I used to do it all the time too. Because you know that if you buy puts, you're in the best part of the chart. But you also got to remember you're wrong. You know, it's like, just because it's the first time it's hit this, it doesn't mean it has to drop. This is why I talk about the 90% entry so much. This, the move that dropped under today's open, this is bearish. I won't argue with anybody. But the retake of it was bullish. The only reason we were able to make it from this candle to right here, right now, is because of this. Because of the amount of money that was tricked into thinking we are going down further. And it didn't. This is called liquidating. They needed to liquidate anybody who is bearish right here to give them the energy or the fuel to make it to this part of the chart, to make it to the next level, to make it to the high of day at that time. Of course, it's a few minutes past that. And this is why this is so important. And this is a very regular at open market mechanic. This is something you're going to see all the time. I feel like this is half of my live trading series is me trading the open, me playing longs above it or me shorting from it. Sometimes it's within 45 minutes. Sometimes it takes 3 hours for that trade to set up. It's different every time. He said, your TOS and my TOS are so different, going to take me a month. React, if you go to the, you're a member of the channel. So if you go to, exactly, B, for exactly what you just said. Best part of the chart for reward, maybe the worst part of the chart for risk. 100%. There you go. That's the best way that could have been put, was by B Frog just now. Thank you. Like I said before, you guys are always better at summarizing everything. Hold up. What was your name? React. Hold up. Uno segundo, senor. Hold up. I'm auto scrolling right now. I'm about to make your life a lot easier. You're about to want to hug me for this. I just have to find the video. And I know that it's really far away down this list, so I'm scrolling really hard right now. Hold up. By the time I get to this... Okay, I found it. Oh my god. How old is this video? Oh, it's taking forever to load. Okay, it's like, I'm like having a problem loading it. I think it's because I'm streaming and all this other stuff. I don't know why that's not loading. It's the second video of the membership. If you go to the YouTube membership, scroll all the way down like I just did, and go to the video that is titled... it's the one. It's where I mess with my chart. It's the second video, but it shows that I go through all the settings of the workspace. If you want your TOS to look near mine, or you just want to know where to go to mess with it and customize it how you want, go to that video. But at the top right of your screen, click Setup. I'll do it with you. Hit Application Settings, and then go to Look and Feel. Look and Feel is where you're going to want to do all of these edits to your TOS. I always see people do videos for this, and they tell people to go here, and this is the wrong spot to go. I don't know why most videos tell people that, but that is wrong. This is not where you go to change how your shit looks. To get the letters to be so close together, to make the text bigger, just to make it look like the way it is, like you said, to make it look like the way it is. It doesn't mess with the chart, but it just makes it look nicer. The way I have it set up in that video, it'll show you, but I have the spacing set to like tight or something, and then I have the word set to like large. Therefore, they take up more space, but they're tighter at the same time. So I can fit more words on my screen, and they're bigger. So I get best of both worlds. And then everyone always asks me, where do you get the yellow flash, like the flashing that happens on my screen? That is also there. You can change and adjust that. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, it's in there. My default settings are, the colors are green and red, and then yellow is what it defaults to, not white. White is a little bit too bright, so I wanted yellow. So that's that yellow flashing you see sometimes. Yeah, have fun with that video. It's a pretty long video, but it goes through almost everything. Real quick, I'll go grab the link for it. I had to go to like my settings of my channel to find it because I just have so many damn videos in here now. $97 videos. That's how many videos are in the membership section. That's a lot. Oh, the video is literally called Thinkorswim Settings / Features. And why did I add Tesla technical analysis routine to the... What was I thinking? But here's the link to that video if you can't find it. If you're in the YouTube chat. And if you're a lifetime member of my chat, all this stuff is re-downloaded and posted in the chat, so you should have access to this too. And if you don't, maybe I just forgot, and just tell me and I'll go do it. 97 videos. I don't think I forgot all of them. No, you're good, React. I figured it was taking a minute because it took me a minute. And I was seeing it from the content creator point of view when I was scrolling for a minute, so I was like, all right, I'm just going to get him the link. But no, I hope you enjoy that, man, for real. If you want, I can show a... How do you make this screen bigger? I guess you don't. So it says font size, I have large. Spacing, I have tight. And then I have color scheme custom dark 1, which I believe that is me going into the settings and actually creating my own custom workspace. I don't even want to click it because I don't even want to... Oh wait, I can hit edit. Okay, here it is. Here's all my settings. There you go. That was a very scary thing to click. But yeah, yellow, white, green, red, blue, black, 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 black. Because you can make all this stuff like you can make that gray, you can make that gray, you can make that gray, you can make that gray. You know, you can make it back to the original colors, or you can keep it as what it is now, just all black. You know, it's funny, React. I think the only reason I even searched through all of that to figure out how to make my TOS look better was because this blue right here, you might not even be able to see it on the stream. Oh yeah, you can. The blue that's right here, I actually was trying to see if I could make that black. It annoyed me that I couldn't make this, in black. That I couldn't make all of it black. Like I couldn't just have it clean as one color. I had to have it as dark gray, light gray, blue, whatever that is, and then black. Yeah, you got another bullish retest holding on AMD right now. Could be a little scary if they don't surpass 158.40s here. But I am really liking this push holding the recent high. And you got a nice little hammer pop in here after the doji candle. So you just need some more green to follow, but it is in a good spot. Good risk reward there. Off the 382 fib. I didn't draw a fib, my bad. I didn't draw the fib you have. I was just instantly looking at that recent high. Meanwhile, I can't even get my tools up there like you. Oh, here, I can show you. I mean, I'm kind of bored right now anyway, so I'll show you. This one's easy, too. These are all easy settings you're asking about. So click that cogwheel on the main part of your screen. It says chart settings. On the first screen, don't move. On the first screen at the bottom right, where it says My Tools, make sure that says On Each Chart. then click apply, then click OK. Then this little thing should pop up here. I have it pinned right now, but normally it's not pinned, and this kind of hovers back and forth as you hover over it. Click that setting cogwheel, and this is where you can add all your drawings. You can even add indicators up here. If I wanted to put the 9 EMA right here, and let's say I don't have it on now, and then I go here, we'll add it. Okay, never mind, we're not going to, because I don't have enough space for it. But if you could add another button, I could hit 9 EMA, and then it would pop up on my screen. Actually, in that video, I think the first 3 things I talk about is that setting, the OHLC setting. When you click the setting cogwheel, that first screen at the kind of middle left where it says Snap Drawings 2, make sure that says OHLC if you want to draw like I draw, where everything snaps to either the open, high, the low, or the close of a candle. So let's say I have my price level tool and I'm looking to grab today's open on AMD. Well, I can actually just I can click right here and it'll put it on the open for me perfectly. I have to click once to kind of initiate where am I trying to go with it, because if you put it here, it's like, well, it's not going to know where to go because it's in the middle of the candle. Does it want to go to the close, the high, the low, the open? It doesn't know. So you got to go kind of in the vicinity of where you're trying to grab it. But very, 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 very effective way of charting. Exactly, that's how it matters. Yeah. I've had people ask me like, Bueller, how are you so good at drawing the levels exactly? I'm like, it's just the settings. I've had people think that it's like it's me personally drawing it like that. No, I'm not that good. See right there, I would have been off the scent if I drew it the normal way. But I just really like this because I'm pretty OCD about this. But if there's one thing I'm OCD about when it regards trading, it's doing the same thing over and over again. And when I do, it better be the same exact result. Because then I know it's consistent. Whatever I'm doing, whatever method I'm pursuing or testing, I know it's consistent, right? And that's why I like the charting system, the trading system so much, is because I can delete everything on my screen, rechart it, and I should get the exact same info, not by a couple cents, the exact same, to the cent, the exact, right? And I feel like not enough people's systems are like this. If you go back to someone else's strategy, they'll be like, well, I just like that 3-4 wicks hit this resistance, and I like that it's doing this and this and that, and then just kind of highlight a general area. Like, that's still good. It's not the worst, not the end of the world. Definitely better than guessing. But it's still not accurate, because you're not grabbing something like to the cent, right? And let's say I get into a car wreck and I fall into a coma, right? And then I wake up out of that coma like 3 months later, and then I'm like, man, I feel good. I'm gonna come back to trading, right? I'm back to health. How am I gonna remember? Or how am I going to get that same info, right? I just cleared my chart off. Then I went and I had a coma, right? So now I got to come back and I got to chart all of this again. But it needs to be repeatable. If there's one word to take away from that amazing explanation for me, it's repeatable. If you aren't able to do it over and over again, if I'm not able to clear my chart, redo it all, and then get the same exact info, then my strategy really isn't that consistent, is it? Let's go back to SPY. Y'all are probably begging to see what SPY is doing right now. So we had a little bit of a slowdown here. Like I said, don't just look for one red candle. You want to look for a red candle and then a lower high of that red candle. We are not getting that. We're getting a continuation. React, do you have any other questions about KT? I'll get to it right now. React, do you have any other questions about any TOS settings while we're sitting here? This is the time to ask. So if you don't feel like watching the video, this is the time to ask. It is a like 33-minute video, and I think the first 18 minutes is just me covering Thinkorswim, and I think the last bit of it is me covering Tesla. Or maybe if it's even less than that. There are your highs, because again, there was no real reason to flip bearish yet. What chart am I on? Oh, it's the one with the psych levels. All good for now. I'm gonna watch that vid regardless. Those 3 changes helped me tremendously. Yeah, those are the 3 I mainly like to highlight, are the spacing of my text on the screen, because I think people think that that's like custom, but it's not. It's just I just went in there and tweaked it. And then the OHLC in the tools setting. I'd say those are the 3 I love the most. How do I unlock the chart so I can free scroll? It stops with the last candle printed. What do you mean it stops with the... I mean, you could use the pan tool if that's what you're looking. Sometimes you'll see me go from the price level tool, and this is me not moving the chart. And I'll switch to the pan tool, and you can mess with this, or you can mess with this. But also, I would click on the setting cogwheel here at chart settings. Go to time axis, and let's see what that expansion area says. Normally I try to keep mine around 50 to 60. Sometimes I don't care. Sometimes when I use that pan tool too much, I'll be at like 1,000 on that somehow because I've panned it over too much and it messes up the number. Oh, you figured it out. Never mind. I didn't read far enough. Oh, it was 0. Okay, yeah. 0 is definitely the most annoying number that setting can be on. I agree with you. Yeah, because then it just moves with the chart. Every time a candle's opening and closing, it moves it. Definitely a little annoying. Good looks, though, Riak. Glad you found it. Good job, Eric. Eric just got 100% return on that move. Eric, good job. Are these runners, Eric? Or was this a second, or was this a different new trade? Mel said, made you proud of me, went long for 75%. Thank you. Good job, Mel. Thank you for listening, man. It's just order of operations. I'm not sitting here telling you you're wrong or you're right. It's not my job. My job is to talk about my strategy. And if someone's going to trade my strategy and I see they're doing it wrong, I'm going to get on to them. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care how much money anybody in here has made or lost. You're all the same to me. You're loved at the same exact level as any other individual in here. Different trade? Okay, good job, Eric. I'm proud of you. And hey, you don't even have to touch anything else. You've already taken, what, 2-3 now? 2-3 different trades this morning? And it's almost 2 hours after the open. Really good time for that, too. my gosh. That's funny. Good job, Mel. I saw the tag in chat just now as well. My bad. I'm like switching between Discord DMs, Discord trade floor, and then YouTube chat. I'm like switching between all three. So I'm sorry if I miss anything. Just let me know and I will look at it. KT, you should just drop my link in that chat and say follow a real one or something. I just want to say thanks for streaming and bringing the dad energy. I appreciate you, Dr. J. Thank you for saying that. It does feel like I'm a dad in here sometimes. But I promise it's all out of actual love. Like, I actually do love my chat. I thought something just hit my leg. But it's all regarded to the system, too. I'm not going to sit here and be like, all right, guys, let's take SPY 527.50 calls at 0.83, stop loss 15%, target this, that. I'm not going to do all that with you. That's not my job. That's your job. You get to create your own game plans, not me. But if you're going to trade my system, I'm not going to let you ignore the rules of it. And I would say the core structure of our system would be the order of operations. So if there's 2 videos, anybody, well, I guess I should say 3, but let's start with 2. I'll go to my YouTube right now on stream, and then if anybody in the Discord wants links to these videos I'm talking about, I will drop them in the text chat, the Stock Talk text chat. 1 second though. So if you go to videos and then you go to popular, the second video, this is the video that explains how we get our lines, all of our levels, what they are, what do they mean, what the hell even are they, from bigger and smaller time frame for everything. And then it also talks about the entry types. It goes over the staircase method, it goes over entry types, exactly what we're looking for, how to navigate the levels. So this is basically the first big basic, I don't even want to say it's a beginner video, but it is the first video you need to watch. But this would be the first one. Then you can go to this nice little search bar right here, and my bad, Discord, I will grab the link to that. Y'all should all have seen this by now though. If there's somebody in here who hasn't seen that, I'll be surprised. And then the other videos would be the order of operations in trading. So the first one, I would definitely watch this one because it gives you a good kind of intro into what I'm talking about, into the logic of whatever I'm talking about. And then the second video is a lot longer, and it's because I've already covered the mechanics of what I'm talking about. So in this video, I get to be a little bit more free. Sorry, English is hard. So check that video out as well. And it's not like these views get me any money or anything. I literally do not get paid for views. So check out those 3. Those would be the 3 I say to check out the most, because this is like the basic mechanics of it all, and then these are like how to do the rest of it, right? And that's just the most vague explanation I can give you. But those are the 3 I would watch. If you're new to this channel, and if you're someone who's been here for a while, challenge yourself. Do you actually know this info? Try to answer along with me in those videos. I do ask questions in all my videos, so take your time. New high of day as soon as I click back on the chart on SPY. We're at 528. So remember, guys, now that we're at all-time high right now, because this is all-time high, we have to take every dollar into account. I know that sounds crazy. So I'm mainly going to be looking at the quarters. Remember I told you about psychological quarters? We got 25, 50, 75, 100. So I'm going to be doing the same thing here. So I got 525. We got that covered with levels here, so no need to exactly mark it. We got 527.50. We got 530. But what are the in-between psychological levels that we could call out? 528, 529. Yes, look, Eric. Oh my God! Like the way you typed that as I'm about to talk about it. Dude, you are crazy. Great job, Eric. Didn't even read your comment yet. Like I saw it pop up as I was talking, so I moved my eye over to the right because whenever I read while I'm talking, I will literally just start reading whatever the hell you said, because my brain is like just special. But he said, Bueller, correct me if I'm wrong, and this is for the new people and a reminder for the old. After new all-time highs are made, for SPY at least, target should be the next dollar. God, dude. Literally on par with what I'm saying. Great job, Eric. That's funny. Excuse me. Alright, let's see here. Anything else crazy being posted? Damn, React, I see you. How did you have time to do all that posting and everything we did here in the chat? What? React, you're incredible. You're having too much fun. You gotta go. See you later, man. Ow, my elbow. Dr. J said the dollar levels aren't just psychological. They also reflect option contract amounts. Oh, I guess I didn't even think about it like that. I guess that's also in a sense psychological too, though. Because some people see like, oh, we're breaking 528. I feel like my brain goes straight to like, all right, well, we either come back down and we test that support, or we're going to 530. That makes sense though, Dr. J. I didn't think about it like that. Contracts too, yeah, because what are the one things we look at when we're trading, or at least on options? We're going to look at that options chain. We're going to see those numbers everywhere. That makes sense. React is an AI, that's how. Imagine. No idea, but nice screen day and learn some stuff. 3 screens, iPhone, iPad, ADHD dream. Good stuff, React. And good job with the attitude, man. You always have a good attitude about things. Even if we're like busy or losing it, I feel like you always have your head on right. I also appreciate the many of you who don't go into chat looking to like look cool. I appreciate that. I really am happy when I can check chat. I just see a bunch of people working together. I don't really care for the whole like, look guys, I called it out, tell me how cool I am. I don't really care about that. Like, yes, it is nice to give each other validation and verify each other's hard work. That's different. But I don't want any cocky bastards in my chat. I just want some amazing, hardworking people, and that's what we got. Tesla looks like it's finally trying to break out of that range. Is it actually? Hold up, I will go back to that one. Okay, and we got some good basing too. So we're back above this would be, yeah, previous day open. What am I saying? Previous day open, got some good curl up action here, but look how much time that took. This is what I mean sometimes when I say wait for a sign of life. Like sometimes this is what I mean. So from 8:35 all the way to just now, so I mean damn near 2 hours, it took that much time just to consolidate. Just to give them a chance. That's crazy. Exactly, Carter. It makes you worse. Exactly what you said. You think you know more than you actually do. Yeah, getting cocky can definitely be... you might not think it now, but when you start making trades that are a little bit more confident of you, like you can tell like there's some confidence in you now, that's a great thing. But you could definitely... being cocky can definitely be an issue once you get to that point. That's why I talk about that. And I notice it in some people, and honestly, a lot of people that I experience in my chat end up checking it very quickly out the door. So that's a good thing. So we don't really have that issue here, but I just like to make it aware so people aren't going into chat and like trying to be weird. I don't want any weirdos. We don't need people to look cool. That's for sure. I want you. I want the you that you are. I want the natural you. That's the you that everyone's going to enjoy more. That's the you that's going to grow. That's the you that's going to remember all the different experiences that they take on in the market. Not the actor you, the real you. XOY is also catching strength. Good eye, Alexis. Oh, nice. They got a lot of their losses back. How's Amazon doing then? Amazon was kicking ass. Okay, I was going to say. Okay, good eye. Who said Tesla? I want to give you a gold ribbon or something. Who said Tesla just now? Chuck did. Great job, Chuck. The reason I'm praising you so much is because XOY, I mean, it's not like it's through the roof, but it has recovered a pretty good amount of its losses. Amazon being a majority factor because of that. But then you start to look at Tesla, and it makes you think like, wow, maybe this is lagging. So let's say SPY and everything starts moving up. Tesla is probably in the best position to move up as well now, because not only are they down, but they're in the best part of their chart intraday-wise, holding over good levels. So can be bullish as long as 174.50s hold, but that's too tight right now. I need to see some more, but definitely a good sign of life, especially if you see the market continue up. Like if you see SPY continue, if you see Amazon continue, if you see XOY continue, then you know that Tesla should continue. And if it doesn't, then it truly is just weaker. It truly is just a lot weaker than the others. But be very careful. It did take a pretty nasty fall in the first 10 minutes. Those are pretty sizable candles there. So an equal reaction might be possible is what I'm trying to say. So like that grind to the right you see, that amount of consolidation, the boring price action you see, that might be just to compensate for the first 10 minutes of selling. That might not even be like a trend or, oh, we're consolidating to go back up. Like, no, it could just chill there the rest of the day. In 10 minutes, it moving like that, it doesn't really need to go anywhere now. I don't know what the measured move, the market maker move was for Tesla for the day, but I bet it hit it within the first 10 minutes. We need to have a separate workshop for that one day. I don't talk about market maker move enough in here. We used to talk about it a lot in the past, but haven't really done so as much. Gotta go, love the stream. We'll be back later if you're still on. I probably won't be Dr. J, but I will be streaming tomorrow and Friday. I will be here the rest of the week, so I will be here for that. But no, I'll probably end them around lunchtime. My time. So I'll probably go another 30 minutes or so. I don't know, it kind of depends what the market does and what you guys are doing. But yeah, if anybody has any questions or wants to go over anything, now is the time to go over some stuff. If you guys just have questions about something in a video or something from a video or something from chat or something that needs to be posted, just let me know. Oh, I was supposed to do that, wasn't I, Chuck? Jesus, I'm the worst person. Let me do that today. Let me screenshot your message right now. I'm gonna message myself. And then I'm gonna leave that message there on my screen. Therefore, when I'm done streaming here today, I don't just like forget it. So what I do after I stream is I just kind of like walk away from my monitor for like an hour, and then I come back. If it sometimes it's longer, but sometimes I'll come back just to feel that refreshed moment. I don't know. I hate sitting on a screen and feeling clustered or feeling like I've been looking at the same thing all day. It also makes you tired. But I will go back through those and I will try to find you one. I really would just watch those playlists though, video after video, because it really shows like all the different concepts of what you can do with these levels. It shows the extremes, it shows the passives of everything. I actually think, and I just had this idea this morning before I started streaming, I might want to have a challenge for myself where I do like a smaller sized account where I just trade SPY or something, or Triple Q or IWM, and I want to try to aim towards just taking trades that are around the open. Right, I talk so much about how important the open is. I want to show people that. So I kind of want to do a challenge where all my trades are revolved around the current day open. Damn, Eric. Eric got another 40%. Yeah, Carter, if I do it, it'll probably be to where... It'll probably be how I did it last time, where I just kind of slowly unlock it for everybody, but... the beginning, though, I send all the live links to the Lifetime guys, so when that happens, you'll see it before anyone else. Being in that Lifetime group. I just feel like I owe that group, so every time I make something or I post something, like, that's almost always where I go talk about it or post it first. You'll almost always see me like either talking to myself or talking to someone in the Lifetime group in the Lifetime chat, just kind of like talking about ideas. I am pretty passionate about my Lifetime group. I like to make sure they're covered to some extent. Cause it's crazy. Like, I've had more people sign up for Lifetime membership for different reasons than you'd ever imagine. Like when you hear that, it's like, I don't know, it's weird, man. I've had people get it just to get it, and then I've had people get it just out of respect, and those people don't even care. Like, some of these people don't even check chat. They just did it out of respect, and it's so mind-blowing. So I always feel like I owe those people the most. I mean, I do, duh, but, like, I actually feel like I owe them the most. So I try to post everything and any ideas or any future topics in there. But you don't have to worry about the series anyway. I'm going to be doing the routine stuff in Lifetime group soon. I still don't have a date on that. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Successfully reconnected. Huh? I've never seen YouTube chat say that before, but alright. We'll keep rolling with it. You're good, Carter. The lifetime chat's not about being active. But I would at least go in there and make sure you're reviewing everything you can. You don't necessarily need to be sitting there typing all the time. But no, I feel you though. It is nice to feel like Noxta. Like he probably types the most out of everyone in there. You probably should never be typing more than him. At least in there. But asking questions, all that good stuff, like that's always welcome. Just take your time, take your time. Be comfortable, really. I mean, always remember those words, be comfortable, because it really is that. I think everyone thinks they have to do everything right here, right now. Gotta get into my groove. Don't rush yourself. Real quick, I want to see the SPY daily time frame real quick. Just because I've already forgotten what it looks like. That's right, 521. So if you go off the full info chart, we're actually watching the open of this green candle to the old all-time high. That's where you get that dotted line and then this line right here. And then this level here is just a halfway point, so you don't really even need that level. Well, we'll remove it since we're not looking at it on this time frames chart, but you can leave it there if you want. But as you can see though, we are just in open waters with nothing above us. Just kidding, we do have levels up here. There's actually a couple methods you could do. So you could cheat like I do. When you do the day trading levels, I cheat. And I just go to the TA routine level. And I just add every psychological level I can. I just think about it and I throw it up there. That's it. I throw it up there, I edit the properties, and then that's it. I save the level. But it's a little different when you go to this chart. I'm actually going to do this. Oh my god, and they already hit that too. Nice. Alright, now we'll go to the weekly. I just want to test the dips that have happened. So something that's really cool that Leland has taught me are reverse fibs. Now, I don't know if I wouldn't draw these all the time, guys. But it is really cool to draw a reverse fib for future targets. This is the main use of this, and basically, and I like to use it on the weekly. I've back tested on the daily and the monthly, and I just like this the solidity of the pullback. But basically, you're just going. I say backwards fib because normally you would draw it like this, and your fib extensions would be here, and you'd use this fib for that. But we're drawing this backwards because I want to use the fib extensions to show me what is ahead of me that I might not see otherwise. So by going from the low to the high of that move, I'm drawing this upside down right now. This is not the correct way to draw fibs. But by doing this, giving myself two very massive invisible targets. There we go. Remove, and if you want to include psychological levels around them, awesome. But now I know 540 and 555 on the weekly time frame have significance. If you want to do the same thing for the daily, be my guest. Now, that's not saying, oh, from 524 we're going to go to 540. No, I'm just saying in the future, now I know that there is a barrier here. I just don't know it's there yet. By the way, back to murdering IWM, it's been fun. I'm really happy to hear that, Carter. I remember, was it last week or the week before you said you wanted to kind of refocus back on IWM again. Very happy to hear that. The price action's clean. There's no reason to step away from IWM if this is something you'd like to focus on. It's something I should try to trade more, honestly. These gap ups are wicked. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Not a single one of you have asked me about GameStop or AMC. I'm so proud. I honestly thought when I got back, some of you were going to say it just out of spite. But nobody did, not even as a joke. I appreciate that more than you know. People are always like, did you see AMC? Did you see Game? Motherfucker, I lived it. Okay, you did. You did, but as a joke. Because we both know I'm not looking at that. Even now, I'm not looking at that. Other than SMCI, is there other things you look at for validation type of stuff for IWM? I don't look at SMCI for IWM. I look at SMCI for NVIDIA and AMD. IWM is something you gotta watch on its own, because it's a different sector. You have SPY, you have triple Qs, you have IWM. They all track the same equity market, but they track different sectors of it. IWM, no, you're good. IWM captures the part of the market that SPY and the triple Qs don't as well, the small caps. And that's why I love them so much. But people hear small caps and they think, oh, I'm going to make less money. No, that's not what that means. It just means a different part of the market is being tracked in this sector. But IWM, you can actually, I don't think you can see it on TOS. Yeah, they don't show you the fundamentals here. They don't show you the weights. So what you have to do is go to Google and type this in: IWM top holdings by weight. Oh, I guess you could look at SMCI. It's the top weight in IWM. Maybe I did tell you that. Maybe I told you this exact conversation where we went to the Google and all that stuff. But yeah, no, SMCI is the largest IWM weight. I guess I just over my head. MSTR, Carvana, Fix. Now this is the only one though. This is the only one, Carter, that I don't look at the weights for, because there are so many. Okay, there are thousands of weights in the small caps, and almost all of them are like 1% or less of the like SMCI is 1.5%. The next one under that isn't even a full percent of the sector. So it's a little bit harder to track in terms of how you and me are used to tracking triple Q and SPY, where we're like, all right, what's tech doing? What's discretionary doing? What's this doing? Knowing that if 5 sectors are green, most likely my chart is green. That's not going to be the same case for your IWM, because there's so many more weights, and all of them are there's not like an Apple or Microsoft, if that makes sense. Yeah, and that's another thing, is like IWM tracks all kinds of sectors, even more so. So you're gonna have a lot more diluted of like weighting, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to word that, but hopefully that made sense. Like the weighting's not gonna be as like reliable as when we're looking at SPY, where I'm like, oh, well, Apple and Microsoft are like 26% of this. You know, it's not the same as IWM, where I go to that and it's like, well, there's like 100 things that are like under 1% of this. So it's a little bit harder to follow in terms of how you and me like to go over the sectors, and like, you know, kind of how we say like SPY is a big pie. These are all the slices, basically, and then these are the ingredients that go in the slices. You know, these are the ingredients. It isn't like that for IWM. It's the exact same, but it's not, if that makes sense. It is set up that way, but it's just, there's too many, so it's not so much fun to track, where it's like, oh, these 5 stocks are green, IWM should be green. We don't have that conversation with it. So I wouldn't track it in terms of like, what are its weights and what are they doing. But I guess just to be aware, that would be a bad thing to do. No problem, Carter, no problem. But yeah, no, I don't know why I said that. And then I went back and looked, and it is the top weight. That's funny, though. God, stretching feels so good.
I'm trying to think about what I said earlier with that open challenge thing. Sometimes, too, I like to backtest 90% entries. Like right here's a perfect day for me to do it. So like we pushed down, or pushed up, then we pushed down under today's open. That's bearish. And yeah, we did hold that part of pre-market that we planned around. But let's say I didn't have that mark. Let's say today's open was my entire focus. I sometimes like to go down to the 1 minute to see, was there anything between this point that my cursor is at and this low that would have told me to get into puts? Is there anything there that would have got me into puts? Because if not, and then I kind of kept myself out of it, I would have definitely been able to flip bullish. So I like to go to the 1 minute, and I like to review. Is there anything here that would have maybe got me in on this chart? So under today's open, we just got the break. So if we go from the break to the low, I'm going to be really focused. And here we can do this on this chart. Oh wait, how did this do? I wanted to review that. Damn, it did really good. Held the bullish fib on the 1 and the 5 minute. But that's not what we're talking about now. We're talking about this. So now my attention's kind of focused on here. Did I get anything at the midterm retest spot or the full term retest spot? So here and here. Did I get anything here that that could have shoved me into a short? That could have put me in a potential downside trade? This one, not really. It would have definitely been enticing because I would have seen this being a bearish candlestick, but no break under the control point, no close under, so no entry. That would have been very enticing. My mouth would have been watering, but I definitely should not enter that. I'm not going to say wouldn't, but should not enter that. Let's see what happens here. Gonna almost evening star pop up. This maybe could have got me in if I would have saw a lower close, like a stronger close, no wick up at all. If I had like a flat body, like honestly, if this candle appeared here, I probably would have entered shorts, but I don't know, that would have been a little hesitant. And then that next candle, that would have definitely told me, hey, hold up, this is about to screw you. Let's see from the 1 minute. So we'll go from here to where it rallies up that first time. And they hold it here, and then here again. Damn. And sometimes it's just good to backtest and just kind of review stuff. It's not really about trying to be right or trying to look for what would you have done here or there. It's just good to review and talk about realistically what would you have done here or there, based on this time frame, based on this time frame, based on this time frame. Just going through it all. It's just a really good way of backtesting. Tesla's still struggling, but they are above the pretty important area between 173.95, 174.59. That is that previous day open, and then I believe that's an emerging candle on the other level. SMCI on a tear streak today. It's like all the meme stock hype went away, and then they were like, all right, guys, back to semiconductors. That's what it feels like, at least. This was the bearish fib that we talked about. We even got a nice move away from it finally. And you can see instantly yesterday and today both retaking good invalidation points to truly show just how strong the bulls really are. Very incredible. Same thing happened here on AMD. We actually got a pretty good move into a support at 148.80s after they moved away from their bearish fib. And they retook as well as today. Roblox is still going. we had someone in our chat talk about this after the earnings, saying they like it for upside, and it has just been holding. Good for them. And thank you guys on YouTube for over almost 40 likes on the stream. We had almost 150 people click on today's stream on YouTube today. I think at one point we had like 15, 20 people in the Discord at one point, so that was cool. And yeah, I mean, it was an alright Wednesday so far. I actually prefer mornings like this where we start upper or lower and then we have the fake out. I love those because that's where the 90% entry thrives the most. We opened up higher, we did a fake downside break and took it back again. Now we're moving up, making a new all-time high at 528.17. First, the market punished the meme stock shorts. Now they're punishing the semiconductor. I mean, it's not just the semiconductors, it's most stocks up right now, but I feel like those are the ones doing the most damage right now. Shorts are definitely being punished these past couple weeks, though, on different parts of the market. And how was everyone's day today? Is there anybody still just kind of hanging around looking to trade anything? Or are you just chilling, sitting cash? What's everyone up to? We are now at a part of the chart where if 527, 527.50 holds as support, there is actually a viable chance we see 530 this week. If we end up cracking under 527s today, that could be the slowdown that the bears are looking for to at least slow the chart down. I'm not saying this will bring them all the way down through the floor, but to at least stop the chart from producing high after high after high. That might be the case here if we crack back under 527. Just chilling in cash. All green this week. So far, so chilling. Cash right now. Good job, Susan and Carter. Thanks for answering. Sitting on cash at the moment, waiting for power hour. Good looks, Alexis. Chilling, vibing with y'all. I appreciate that. Chuck says, done for the day unless Tesla does something, but took 2 trades on SPY for about 25% and 20% on calls. Ooh. Carter said, still trying to get better at contract selection / navigation. You know, I'll have to get into that too more when I start trading IWM more. I'm sure I'll probably be sticking close to at the money though. Or just outside of it. Up 32% on Nvidia still. Green Applein was green on Tesla. Good job. Held too long on Tesla. I had a bad initial entry on my Nvidia play. You say bad initial entry. Does that mean you have multiple on? Oh, Tesla. I was like, damn, he's trading Tesla like that? Cool. No, I got you. I got you. And yeah, I didn't have any criticisms. I was just looking to see how y'all's day was. Just seeing what everyone's up to. Damn, is JPM finally ready? Oh, no, they're not. They're hitting it still. Never mind. I got excited for nothing. JPM, Netflix. These are two I gotta keep an eye out for. They just look so ready to pull back down. I think a lot of people are going to get screwed on Coinbase over the next couple weeks. I think they're just going to grind to the right. And then, when everyone stops paying attention, Coin's going to make one of the greatest moves. And then everyone's like, well, it's because of Bitcoin. Then you go check Bitcoin, it's not even moving. Let's see here. Anything else that we forgot about checking? Ooh, D-Dog looks kind of good. As long as they hold 118s. Nike doesn't look as attractive as it did a couple weeks ago. Moderna did really good. They were actually looking really bad going into this candle. I hadn't streamed since these 2 days, but they look like they've already retaken these areas. So a good hold of higher 125s could actually bring the 130s again on Moderna, which I know Alexis loves to hear that. And they did actually make a new recent low on the dollar. Still kind of fighting that low from before. And we're back to chilling. Yeah, I missed my exit on Tesla. Stressed down a small percent, but should have been out. No trades for me yet. Don't like the slow grind up and stepped away earlier and missed a good call entry. All goody, chilling now, waiting for SPY to make its next move. I like that mindset, Misi. Not just chasing everything just because you can. Waiting to be comfortable. And then, even though you did miss out, still not letting it get to you. I like that. Spoken like a true trader. Yeah, if you felt awkward about trading this morning, I just want to make this clear to everybody. If you felt awkward about trading new highs, that's okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Well, guys, it's 11, and I kind of like where the market's chilling. It's in a decent spot to just kind of walk away from, but at the same time, it's at a part of the chart where if we end up holding 527, 527.50, and we do like the maintained hold of this over the course of, you know, whatever amount of time today, probably majority of today, there's a very good chance this week that we do see a move towards 530s, maybe even tomorrow. Of course, if we see a break under this today, and we end up kind of closing more in the range of, like, you know, under this high but still above this area here, then really it's anybody's battle still tomorrow. So we'll have a lot of fun tomorrow if that's the case. And if we do get a pullback and it turns into a lot more red and we get a break of 525.30s, then we'll be looking at a different scenario and probably looking at potential pullback talk towards old all-time high, maybe even under old all-time high. Sorry, a lot of weird vowels there. Moving towards 520 flat, so we'll be looking to see if that test happens or not. But as of right now, we're just kind of chilling above really good bullish supports right now. I know we got some red reaction right here right now, but under this area could definitely cause some more. A hold of this can bring another higher low and another new high of day for all we know, another new all-time high. So I'm going to end the stream here. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. We had over 150 people click on today's YouTube stream. We had almost 20 people in the Discord at one point. So it's good to see everybody back around. Sorry I wasn't here Monday and Tuesday as I was out of town, but I will be here tomorrow and Friday. So I'll see you guys later on. And thank you guys again for being here. Appreciate all the likes and the support and everything. All the good talks. And I'll see you later on. Love you all.